Macam mana ni? Ni. Tengok lu, macam mana buat ni lu? Oh, tak ni aku ambil dulu.
Assalamualaikum, Ibu Wan.
Waalaikumsalam.
Iya, Ibu, selamat pagi.
Ya, selamat pagi Bu Nanya.
Iya, eh, Ibu sebelumnya Naya minta izin dulu. Nanti setelah Naya buka, boleh Ibu lanjutkan, Bu, karena lagi di jalan. Ini lagi di rest area karena ada keperluan keluar kota, keperluan mendadak. Jadi nanti kalau pada saat hilang sinyal, Naya left Zoom gitu. Apakah
Oh,
boleh, Ibu?
okey, kalau hilang signal, maksudnya saya kena left group.
Enggak, maksudnya saya lagi di jalan,
Okey, okey.
takutnya. Jadi nanti minta tolong sama Ibuan.
Hmm.
eh, Setelah Naya buka kelasnya, nanti Ibuan lanjutkan gitu,
Okey,
kalau
okey.
boleh.
Boleh, boleh, boleh. Boleh, boleh.
Eh, Ya,
Boleh, boleh.
makasih ya Ibu. Mohon maaf sebelumnya Ibu
Tidak
ya.
apa-apa. Okey, okey.
Iya,
So, saya
oke.
mungkin akan, studentnya tidak ramai ya Bu Nanya?
Studentnya ada sekitar 30-an Ibu.
Okey. Saya tengok tadi
Iya,
baru ada 22.
sudah 33 sekarang Ibu.
Oh, saya tak nampak, nampak 33
Iya, oke.
Betul, betul.
Eh,
Sudah 30, 33.
iya. Kita mulai, Ibu.
Okey, okey. Lanjut nanti
Ya,
saya
oke.
mula. Okey,
Ya,
okey. Terima kasih Bu
oke.
Nanya.
Iya, Ibu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Bismillah.
wabarakatuh. Oke,
Bismillah.
please on cam ya. For student, please on cam. Oke. Hari ini kita kuliah pertama dengan Ibu Wan Safiza Hussein dari University Teknologi Mahara untuk subjek budgeting. Ibu Wan, ini perkuliahan ini bagi kami adalah sebanyak 3 SKS dan ini akan dilakukan selama 1 semester. Nah, untuk dengan Ibuan itu akan dilakukan sebanyak 3 kali pertemuan sesuai dengan jadwal yang sudah Ibu kirimkan kemarin, gitu. Untuk adik-adik mahasiswa semua, silakan dibuka kameranya, on cam semua. Kemudian kalau nanti pada saat Ibuan menjelaskan, kalau ada yang mau ditanyakan silahkan dicatat. Nanti mungkin pada saat diberikan kesempatan untuk raise hand, silakan raise hand untuk bertanya. Atau bisa juga bertanya melalui kolom chat. Oke. Eh, Baik Ibuan,
Okey.
disilakan kepada Ibuan. Mohon izin ya Ibu, nanti kalau hilang
Okey,
sinyal
okey, okey.
saya live Zoom. Terima kasih Ibu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Terima kasih Bu
wabarakatuh.
Nanyang. Okey.
Iya Ibu.
Okey. Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh semua.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okey, dan selamat pagi ya. Harapnya semua di sana sihat-sihat saja baru lepas pendidikan raya kan? Okay, so sebelum saya mulakan kelas kita hari ini, saya ingin kenalkan diri saya dulu Okay, so kalau ada sebarang masalah masa mengajar, the medium of instruction will be in English. Okay, but you can ask me anything that if you don't understand, you can just ask me. I will try to explain to you all. Okay, dalam saya tidak bisa bahasa Indon tapi sikit-sikit tu boleh lah. Okay. So kalau nak bertanya boleh juga diajukan pertanyaan menggunakan bahasa Indon pun tidak mengapa Okay, so first of all let me introduce myself. Okay, so my name is dengar tak? Dengar?
Dengar, Bu.
Okay. So my name is Bu Wan Syafiza Bu Wan Syafiza Hussein. Okay, so saya dah mengajar bidang management accounting ni sudah agak lama Okay, saya sudah bekerja dengan UiTM sudah ini tahun ke-28 tahun. Okay, tahun ke-28 sudah boleh pencen sebenarnya. Okay, so saya pilih topik ni. Ada jari tu kenapa tak nampak ke? Dia Saputra ada masalah ke? Tak. Okay. Ada sebarang masalah ke? Tak ada. Okay. So, the topic that I will discuss with you all is on budgeting. Okay. Budgeting or dalam bahasa you all is called anggaran perusahaan. Okay. So, we are given the choice to choose which topic that we want to lecture. Okay. So, I choose the first one, that is the introduction to budgeting. And also, the three topics that I have chosen are introduction to budgeting, production budgets, and cash budgets. Okay, and I noticed that from your syllabus, okay, the subject, the topics is actually interrelated from one another. Okay, so that's why I start with introduction, and the following week is I'm still having my meeting. So next week will be handled by your lecturer, your docent, that is Bu Nanyang. So Bu Nanyang will will start with sales budget. Then after that, that is on the 27th, which will be our second meeting. Okay, I will continue with production budgets, and 28th, that is the day after 27, that is on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. I will proceed with cash budgets. Okay, so as for today, okay, I will start with the introduction of budgeting. Okay, before we start our class, can we start with Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah and doa? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, if you have any question, you are free to ask me, okay? So if you don't understand me, or you can just stop me, say, Madam, I don't understand, can you please slow down? Okay, so we will start. Okay, before I start the lecture, okay, I will show to you the learning objectives. Okay, so what is the learning objective? Okay, so means that. So the learning objectives of today's lecture is so that students will be able to define and explain the purpose of budget. Okay. Also, you should be able to identify the budgeting process and the key budget factor. Okay. I will show you a little bit on forecasting using time series. So you will go in details actually on forecasting in the topics of sales budget. Okay. And then prepare three types of budget that are functionals, cash budgets, and master budgets. Okay. So, but according to the syllabus, actually for today, I will go through the theoretical aspect of this topic. But for me, since we have the time, I think I will show you briefly a summary of what are the things that you will learn for this whole semester. Okay, but we just touch sedikit demi sedikit je. Okay, so I will show you on the preparation of functional budgets. Okay, where actually at the end of the semester, then you'll be able to prepare the whole set of functional budgets. Means that after you have learned sales budget, production budgets, but for today, I will just show you in brief. Okay, so the details of functional budgets, the things that you will learn in this semester. Okay, is it okay? Okay, we straight away go to the definition of budget. Okay, so actually, budgeting is a day-to-day things that we always done. Okay, as a human, okay, a budget, or in your language we call it anggaran. Okay, so a budget is a detailed plan summarizing the financial consequences of an organization's operating activities for a specific future time period, or a plan of future activities with monetary implications. Okay, so that is the definition of budgets. So what does it mean? So in day-to-day life, we always do budget. Did you all prepare budget? Ada tak? Setiap hari fikir, hari ini anggaran belanjaannya berapa untuk sehari ini? Ada fikir tak macam tu? Adakah tidak? Ada kan? Okay. Tapi apa yang kita buat, kita tak ikut proper. Tapi sebagai manusia biasa, selalunya mesti kita akan buat anggaran. Especially anggaran perbelanjaan. Okay. But for a business, planning a budget is very important. Okay. Because it is actually a detailed plan summarizing financial consequences of organization operating activities in a specific future time. Okay. So also sometimes it can be defined as a budget is a financial model that summarizes future operations. Okay. It is actually a core component of an organization planning and control system.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is a critical way of providing information to managers to help them manage resources and create value. So for a business, it is very important to properly prepare your financial condition, financial situations. Okay, so it is regarded as short-term planning with a typical time horizon of 1 year. Normally a budget, okay, is prepared. It can be prepared according to 1 week, 1 month, but normally the longest is 1 year time. Okay, so budgeting. So these are all the definition that you can use. Okay, so budgeting is a process of allocating funds and monitoring of actual performance against that of budgeted. Okay, so I give you a proper definition. That is a definition by SEMA. So do you know what is SEMA? What is SEMA? Do you all know what is SEMA? Chartered Institute of Management Accountant. Okay. So SEMA defines budgeting as, so budgeting is a plan quantified in monetary items which are prepared and approved prior to a defined period of time. What does it mean? It means that a planning of the monetary consequences that we will be incurring in the future, okay, before it happens. That is prior to a defined period of time. Usually in a budget, it will show planned income to be generated or expenditure to be incurred during that period. And also the capital to be employed to attain a given objective. So this is a proper definition by SEMA. Okay, SEMA is certified a Chartered Institute of Management Accountant. Okay, so why do organization needs a budget? I have mentioned earlier, why do we need a budget? Okay, kenapa kita perlu ada budget? Okay, because due to limited resources, we don't have enough capital. Okay, sometimes we do not have enough resources. Okay, so we need to properly plan our business operation in terms of the usage of resources, okay, capital and workforce. So this is one of the reasons why we prepare a budget due to limited resources. The second point is due to uncertainty of the future. Okay. Remember, when we are doing budgeting, Okay, or when you are learning management accounting, everything is not certain. We are preparing some things in the future. We are based on, normally it is based on estimation. Okay, so and we know that we are the amount that we prepare is actually uncertain. So this is some of the reason why we need a budget. So uncertainty of the future. Okay, so there are many reasons actually, but I just list to you the two reasons. Okay, so for controlling, okay, and again, why do you prepare budget? Kita nak control, you want to control, okay, the organization or the company punya expenses, expenditure, coordination between the manager of the divisions and also for evaluation purposes. So this is why some of the reason why organization need a budget. So far, is it okay? Students, so far okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Kalau tercepat, rasa tak faham, bagi tahu saya ya. Okay. So purpose of budget. Okay, we go into details. So these are the purpose of budget. First is for planning annual operations. As I have mentioned earlier, what? Because we have limited resources. We are not certain. So we need to properly plan our operation in terms of the usage of resources, capital, workforce. Okay. Second point, or the second purpose, is for coordination or coordinating or communicating. So it doesn't mean that you need to follow the sequence. Okay, so there are all 6 purpose of budget. Okay, for planning. So let's say I touch the second thing is on coordinating or coordination. So coordination, how? Coordinating the activities of the various parts of the organization and ensuring that the parts are harmony with each other. What does it mean? Okay, when we prepare, okay, the coordinating is in between the departments in the business or departments in the organization. Okay, let's say for perusahaan, we will have the sales department, we will have the production department, we will have the human resource department. So coordinating means in preparing the budget. So each of the head of or the manager of each of the department will coordinate among one another to create an harmonized situation. Okay. So this is coordinating. So this is the second purpose of preparing budget. Okay, the third one can be communicating. Okay, communicating. How do you communicate? So communicating plans to the various responsibility center managers. Okay, means that when you want to prepare a budget, you are indirectly telling, okay, telling your top management, okay, because okay, let's say you represent the sales department, okay, so or the top management suddenly, okay, they start, okay, our target sales for this year will be 2 million. Okay, so indirectly means that it is communicating or telling the production department, okay, come on. So this year we estimate the sales to be 5 million. So you need to produce 5 million. So human resource, understand? Okay, what does the human resource department needs to do? Okay, maybe the human resource department needs to create, okay, need to employ more workforce. Or the human resource should be, when preparing the budget, should allow for additional expenses in terms of overtime. So it means that this is another way of communicating, okay, between the head of all the departments in an organization. Okay. The third one or the fourth one is actually motivating. Okay, motivating. What does it mean by motivating? Okay, motivating managers to strive to achieve the organizational goal. So actually, each responsibility center or the head of department must work together towards achieving what is the organization goals. Okay, so when you come up with a budget, so means indirectly you are motivating each of the head of the department to work together in achieving the organizational goal, so that goal congruence will happen. Okay, and the fifth one, there is controlling activities. How budgets control activities? It helps in controlling the activities of the organization so that it is in line with the organization goal. And finally, evaluating. So evaluating performance. Okay, evaluating the performance of managers. Provide a framework for evaluating managers' performance as well as each responsibility center performance. So these are the purpose of budget. So there are 6 purpose of budget. What are they? Planning, communicating, controlling, coordinating, motivating, and evaluating. Okay, so these are the basic purpose of preparing a budget. Okay. Okay, so we go to the next slide. It's talking about stages in budgeting process. Okay, so preparing budget is not easy. Okay, it needs to go through various stages. So what are the stages that normally the head of department will go through in preparing the budget? What are the stages? Okay, so the first one, okay, communicate details of budget policy and guidelines to those responsible for preparing the budgets. Okay, so communicating details. So what does it mean? Okay. It means that each of the head of department, okay, the top management will communicate details of the budget policy and guidelines to those people who are responsible in preparing the budgets. Okay, so there will be a meeting, okay, telling, okay, so this is actually our next year plan. So this is what we want to achieve next year. Okay, and then the second things that we need to do is to, okay, during communicating, okay, what are the things that is being done actually? Okay, clearly communicate responsibilities, expectations, and deadlines to everyone involved. Explain and distribute forms and assumption. Okay, determine the factor that restrict output. Okay, this is very important. Okay, we can plan whatever we want, but there are always a constraint in our resources. Okay, so these are the things that we need to do first. Okay, okay, when we want to plan, so this is what we want to achieve. Okay, we will look at, okay, what are the things that restrict, okay, our output. Okay, we need to determine this first. Okay, so determine the factor that restrict output. Okay, the third one is, okay, normally the factors that restrict output are sales. Okay, so that's why it will start with preparation of the sales budget. So that's why if you look at your syllabus, the first thing, the first chapter that you go through after introduction is the preparation of the sales budget. Okay, boleh? Okay, preparation of the sales budget. Okay, so preparation of the sales budget. Okay, so initial preparation of budgets. Okay, initial preparation of the budgets. What you will do during this stage is that you will do a research and gather information about income and expenses. Okay, based on programs, goals, and assumptions. Okay, construct budget details versus programs. Okay, communicate regularly to avoid duplication of efforts. Okay, so these are the things that will be done. Okay, the initial preparations of budget. Okay, so the fifth one is negotiation of budget with higher management. So this is the initial, the draft budgets that you have prepared. Okay, initial preparation. The second things that you will do is you will negotiate budget with higher management. You will show, okay, the budget to the higher management and negotiate. Okay, so and the sixth step is coordination and review of the budgets. Okay, when you have shown to the top management, okay, and management has approved, you will coordinate and review the budgets. And the seventh step is final acceptance of budgets. Okay, finals. Okay, during coordination and review of budgets, okay, you have a committee, have the finance committee and other appropriate staff and board committees which will review the budget that you have prepared. Okay, and be sure to allow enough time between the committee meetings and the final approval to be done. And final acceptance of budgets. Okay, distribute the information to the BOD, board of directors. Okay, during the meeting, including budget draft, program goals, and other supporting information. Okay, have a program development committees playing a role in making an informative presentation to the board based on the opportunities. Have the finance committee and also the treasurer present in the budget proposal to the board. And last one is ongoing review of budgets. Okay, implementation and management. Okay, this is where the real work begins. So once the budget is approved, okay, you will always need to review the budget. Okay, communicate budget, program goals and timelines, review actual income and expenses compared to the budget on monthly basis. Okay, update and revise the budget as there are changes during the year. Okay, it depending on the significance of the changes. Okay, so we go to the next one, the next slide. Okay. So budgeting process again. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, people or the person involved in preparing the budget, we call that a budget committee. Okay, so means that if you want to prepare a budget, there should be a budget committee. Budget committee consists of who? Okay, budget committee normally consists of the head of various department in an organization. Okay, maybe the manager of production department, manager of sales department, manager of human resource, accountant. Okay, so the BOD. Okay, so budget committee. So the budgeting function is to be carried out by either the accountant. Okay, normally if it is a small business, then only the accountant will prepare the budget. But if in the case of bigger company, we will have a budget committee. Okay. So typically, a budget committee will comprise of the divisional head, the chief operating officer, and the group accountant. So these are the members of the budget committee. So they will sit together to prepare the budgets. Okay, what are their major tasks? Their major task is to ensure that budgets are realistically established and that they are coordinated satisfactorily to be fair to every department. Okay. So, effective budgeting. Okay. So, effective budgeting or a sound organizational structure with clearly defined authority and responsibility. For a budget to become effective, you should have a sound organizational structure, a proper organizational structure which clearly define authority and responsibilities. Okay, your goal also should be realistic. Okay. And also, the goal is accepted by all levels of management. Periodic review of budgets with actual performance. You should always remember when you prepare a budget means that you are not certain of what is going to happen in the future. Budget are something that you prepare in advance, right? So, periodic review of budget with actual performance. And you need to take corrective actions if there is something wrong or you need to adjust, then you come up with a new budget. So here comes the flexible budget. Okay? Okay, budget manual. Okay, normally for bigger organization, they will have a budget manual. Budget manual where it is an instruction, it is the collection of instructions regarding the responsibility of preparing the budgets. Okay, its content will include organizational structures and procedures for preparing the budgets. Okay, this is some things confidential actually. Each business, okay, they will have their own budget manual. Okay, the steps how they want to prepare a budget. Okay, the fourth one is very important. What is it? Budget period. Okay, so budget period means you are preparing budget for which period? Okay, for the year 2024, for the year 2025, for next month, for second quarter, first quarter. So this is very important. Okay, budget may be prepared for any period of time depending on the type of budget, nature of the organization, the need for periodic appraisal and prevailing business condition. And normally, the length of budget period varies, but the most common practice is 1 year. That is the longest. Okay, the budget can be prepared for 1 month, okay, 1 week, okay, for 1 quarter. 1 quarter, how many months? 1 quarter, how many months?
3 months.
Yes, good. Thank you, Faiza. Okay, so 3 months, right? So it depends on the period. So we go to next slide. Okay, advantages. So what are the advantages? Okay, for this topic, maybe it is a little bit dry because there is no calculation. Tapi that's why I bring in, okay, simple calculation for you to just for you to get the idea of what are the things that you will learn throughout the semester. Okay, so but for the first part ni, dia basically theory. Okay, advantages. So what are the advantages of preparing a budget? Okay, so it provides an opportunity for management to choose a profitable plan. Okay, because when we plan, budget is something that we are not certain, right? So one of the advantages of preparing something in the future means that we do something in advance is that it provides an opportunity for management to choose a profitable plan. Okay. Second one, okay, when you're preparing a budget, remember, you are not certain, you are predicting the future. So means that you need to do a thorough analysis. Okay, is it right? Because we are not certain what is going to happen, so we will do a thorough analysis before the preparation of the budgets. And it will be very useful for management. Means that we do something in advance. Okay, so these are the second advantages. The third one is budget act as a benchmark for management activities. Okay, so budget can be used as a benchmark. What is a benchmark? You want to compare where you stand. Okay, so it acts as a benchmark for management activities. The fourth one, enable each level of management to know their power, authority, and obligations. Okay, remember this now, those preparing the budgets are called the budgets committee. They're a member of the budgets committee. So when they become the budget committee, so they know the authority, the power, okay, to come up in producing a good budget. Okay, so enable each level of management to know their power, authority, and obligations. And number five, create a sense of belonging and feeling of participation and motivation among management. So when you are involved in preparing the budgets, normally you will become more motivated because you think that you are a part of the organization and your idea is considered. Okay, so we have so many more advantages that you can list down. Okay, so what are the things that by preparing the budget, so other benefits? We can consider that as advantages, but I only list down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we go to the limitations. Limitations, or we call it disadvantages. Actually, advantages and disadvantages is actually how you look at things. If you look at things positively, then it will become advantages. If you look at things negatively, then it will become disadvantages or limitation. Okay, so if you want to look at things negatively, let's say you want to say, okay, budget, what are the negative effect of the budget? Budget preparation is based on forecasted figures. Remember, everything is not certain, we are only forecasting. Okay, so the success of the budget depends on the degree of accuracy estimates. Okay, so this is can consider, if you want to look at things negatively, you can say this one. Budget preparation is based on the forecasted figures, so success of the budget depends on the degree of the accuracy estimates. Also, if you want to look at things negatively, you can also say that the success of the budget depends on the involvement and participation of all levels of management, which can somehow hardly to be achieved. Means that what are you trying to say is that it is difficult to coordinate from one head of department to another. So the success of the budget depends on the involvement and participation. So this is the second limitation of disadvantages. The third one, budget may concern most with the outcome attained, but less emphasize on the causes. Okay, so because you are predicting what is going to happen in the future, what is going to be the cost that you'll be incurring in the future. So means that it says that this is the lacking of the budgeting process, where it only focus on outcome that you want to achieve rather than on the causes, okay, that trigger the figures to happen. Okay, and the fourth one is, normally when we are preparing a budget, we will involve high costs. Okay, why? Because each head of department need to participate. They sit together. Okay, they need to forecast. Okay, so high costs are involved. And a constant revision is needed in budget and budgetary control. Because we are not certain, we will need to revise and revise and revise according to the situation. Okay. Number 5, that is also this mentioned that it is considered as limitation where lack of flexibility in adapting to changes. Okay, it says that when we prepare a budget, it is not a flexible. Okay, so this considered as some of the limitation. And finally, okay, another limitations or disadvantages is that if budget is not properly handled, it may lower the morale among the personnel. Okay, means that if you do not prepare budget accordingly, it will lower the morale among the personnel. Okay, so we have we have go through advantages and disadvantages of limitation of budgeting. Okay. Okay. So now we go to factors. Okay, what are the factors that influence your budget preparation? Okay, factors that influence budget can be categorized into internal and external factors. Okay, internal factors means that factors which is within the business itself, means that the factor started from the business. What are they? Can be categorized into internal and external. Internal, apa dia? Previous sales data. Okay, so means that if you want to prepare future data, normally we will look at previous and current sales. Okay, so this might be the causes of your things that influence your preparation of future data. Again, the second one, it can be also the policy of the organization or the corporate policy. Okay, and also it can be also because of capitals and funds availability. You don't have enough capital, you don't have enough funds, okay? So that restrict the preparation of budgets. And sometimes it can also be the manpower. There are also various, actually more than what I have listed down here. Ada lagi benda-benda lain sebenarnya, and you can think of. Okay, these are internal, remember? Internal factors are factors within the business, within the organization. Okay. External factors. Okay. What are the external factors? Okay. External factors are factors that is caused by other factors outside the business, not within the business. Okay. What are they? Competitors. Okay. Competitors. So if you want to prepare a sales budget and you have a lot of your competitors, you have so many competitors. So sometimes it will influence the way you prepare your budget. Okay, the economic condition or economic situations. Okay, this is also the external factors. Excuse me. Technology. Okay, technology. Okay, your income per capita. Okay, the income of the citizens of the country. So these are the things or the external factors that restrict or influence our preparation of budget. We have others. Okay, I have only mentioned 4. You can also see the religion, okay, the seasonal factors, the spending and educational rate. Okay, there are so many. Okay, is it okay so far? Okay, thank you. So we go to the next slide. That is on, what is that? Principal budget factor. Yeah, as I have mentioned just now, these are the things that restrict our preparation of budget, also known as limiting budget factor. So it is the term used when there is a short supply of key resources, and this affect the planning and decision making. So the key resources, what are the key resources of a business? It includes cash, that is the capital, okay? The business capital, the raw material supply, the labor, okay, and the equipment of the business. So this is very important. You need to identify a key budget factor. Okay, the first step before you should start preparing the budget is to identify a key budget factor. Okay, so the early identification of this factor is very important because it indicates which budget should be prepared first. Okay. Let's say, okay, I'll give you the examples here. Let's say sales volume is the principal budget factor for an organization. So, and then the sales budget must be prepared first. Okay, based on the available sales forecast, all other budgets should then be linked to this. Okay, so before we start preparing the budget, the first thing that you need to know is to identify the key budget factor. Okay. We go to types of budget. Types of budget. Okay. So classification of budgets according to a specified period of how long it is used. How do you classify a budget? You classify the budget according to how long it is used. Okay, we have 3 types. Okay, master budget, functional budgets, and financial budgets. Okay, so what is a master budget? Master budget is a set of interrelated budgets that constitutes a plan of action for a specified period. Okay, the functional budget, or we call it operating budgets, and financial budgets are the two major components that form the master budget. Okay, so this is a master budget. Functional budget. So remember, functional budgets, master budget consists of what? This functional and financial. Okay, so the master. Okay, consists of functional and financial. Okay, so we go to details. What is a functional budgets? So functional budgets consist of individual budgets that are essential in the preparation of the budgeted income statement. And what are they? They consist of sales budget, production budget, okay, material usage budget, material purchase budget, okay, labor budget, okay, overhead, production overhead budget. Okay, I didn't list down all. Okay, but they are all functional budget, called functional budget. Okay, categorized as functional budgets. Okay, they are the sales budget, production, etc. Okay, because it aims. Okay, the aims of functional budget. What is the aim of the functional budget? Is to establish goals for the entity's sales revenue and costs. Okay, so that is the aim of functional budget. Financial budget. Financial budget, okay. The financial budget aims to focus on the cash resources needed to finance future operations, okay, and expected capital expenditure. The financial budget consists of cash budget, capital expenditure budget, and budgeted balance sheet. Okay, so remember, you will learn. These are the things that you will learn throughout the semester. Okay, your semester end bila? Boleh saya tahu? You all start baru last week kan? Betul kan? Start last week on the 5th of February kan? Okay, tak dengar Rahma. Minta maaf saya tak dengar. Minta maaf saya tak dengar. Tapi it will end bila? Somewhere in June ke? June ke? Lepas lebaran sebelum haji ya? Okay. So remember, we have master budget. Nanti you all belajar detail. Okay, saya bagi idea overall the things that you will learn in this semester. Okay, the first part we will go theory. Biasalah, bila kita mula nak belajar satu-satu benda, kita akan nak tahu apa subject tu all about. Sama macam kita bila nak kenal one another, we want to know your name, asal dari mana. Macam tu lah. So bila kita belajar, first ni kita belajar on that. Okay, the theoretical. Okay, and then kita tahu, okay, semester ni apa benda yang you akan belajar throughout the semester. Bila you tahu apa benda yang you nak belajar, you akan lebih appreciate. Okay, you akan lebih understand. Oh, these are the things that you will learn. Throughout the semester, you will learn functional budgets, financial budgets. All these two is actually master budget. Okay? Okay. Since our profession, so all of you are accounting graduates, will become accounting graduates. So I highlight what are the relationship between budgets and management and relationship between budgets and accounting. Okay? So relationship between budget and management. Budgeting process is an essential component of the management control system. Okay, so it is one way of controlling. So for the management, so the relationship between budgets and management is that it is an essential component of management control. So relationship between budget and accounting pula apa? Budgeting is regarded as more in terms of planning and enacting fiscal plans. It depends on the accounting of past and current year expenditure. So that is how budget is related to accounting and how budget is related to management. Okay, so the relationship between budgets and management, the relationship between budgets and accounting. You can relate also budget with statistics. You can also relate budget with mathematics. Okay. Okay, we go to forecasting budget. Okay. So what is a forecasting budget? Okay, forecasting, the budget is prepared to forecast organization activities and about financial position of an organization for a specified period. So this is called forecasting budget. Okay. Okay. You all perlu rehat ke tak perlu? Baru aja kan? Kita tunggulah lepas sejam nanti saya bagi rehat 5 minit. Boleh?
Boleh, ma'am.
So okay. Again, if you look at this, I might go to details. Okay. So nanti saya sudah tengok your syllabus. Okay. So these are the things actually nanti akan di-cover under sales budget. Okay. So how do you want to estimate sales? Okay. Tapi saya bagi gambaran. Because remember tadi kita kata bila kita buat forecasting, what is forecasting? Forecasting is preparing of organizational activities about financial position of an organization for a specified period. Okay, so techniques that you use to forecast. Remember, when we are preparing budgets, we are not certain about what is going to happen. So basically, it is based on estimates. Betul tak? Kita cuma anggaran saja kan? Okay, it's based on estimates. So there are techniques that, okay, which is popular and techniques that normally is being used for forecasting. Okay, so we divide it into two techniques. So the first one is called cost prediction technique. Okay, the second one is called time series. Okay, cost prediction. So cost prediction means if you want to estimate, you want to make an anggaran, you want to make a budget in the future, so you are using cost estimate. How? Using the historical data, okay, on cost at various activity levels to arrive at a straight line relationship between them, which is then extrapolated to forecast cost for future activity levels. It means based on past cost, current cost, you want to predict the future. So you are using, this one means that you can use statistical analysis. Okay, you can use scatter diagram, regression analysis, high-low method. Okay, so 5 main methods that normally is being done is engineering approach. Okay, engineering approach. Okay, account analysis approach means that you use information in the ledger accounts. Okay, you analyze. Okay, you look at the ledger and the journals, analyze for you to be able to predict what will be the cost in the future. Okay, past cost. Using mathematical, that is scatter diagram. Scatter diagram. Okay, you plot. Okay, and then you estimate what will be the next cost. The high-low method. Okay, high-low method means you, okay, in order to determine future budgets, you need to know the behavior of the item. Okay, so behavior of the items, that whether it is a fixed cost or whether it is a variable cost. Okay, so this is called high-low method. And the fifth one is regression analysis. Okay, regression analysis means you come up with statistical or mathematical formula to come up or to predict the cost in the future. Okay, so this is cost prediction. Okay, so we go to time series. Okay, time series. Time series means how? Okay, when you want to predict the future, you base on, it relates to a series of values that vary over time. Okay, means that when you plot on the graph, a time series may reveal a trend or relationship. Okay, given to a set of observations taken at equal intervals. Normally, the time series, okay, is being influenced by a number of factors. Okay, the 4 main factors that is normally influence the time series is long-term trend. The long-term trend. Okay, what is the long-term trend? Okay, it relates to things such as changes in the size of age, structure of population, changes in average income levels, okay, changes in educational levels. So these are long-term trend, things that affect, okay, the forecasted. It consider a period of more than 5 years, okay, long-term trend. Okay. Cyclical variations. Cyclical variation, this is the way which long-term cycles in trade cause demand to rise or fall. So means that these are the things which influence. Cyclical ni apa dia? Benda yang berlaku, okay, dia ada cycle dia. Normally macam economic downturn, okay, kan every 8 to 10 years kan ada changes kan in economic condition. So this is cyclical variations. So this will affect you punya estimation, okay, to make a prediction of your budget. Okay, seasonal variations. So these are the excuse me, the third factors that will influence your budget, preparation of budgets or prediction. Seasonal. Excuse me. Seasonal means, okay, normally in reality we know that, okay, the sales depend on the season. Okay, macam kita, contohnya Indonesia, okay, Indonesia and Malaysia. So apa dia season-season yang musim yang kita ada yang akan affect the sales? We don't have that for season. We don't have autumn, winter. We don't have that. Okay, but we have seasons like what? Festive season. Okay, festive season, school holiday season. Betul? So festive season. Okay, during, okay, let's say during Lebaran. Okay, normally sales regarding to what product will increase? Apa dia? During Lebaran, what do you think sales yang will increase?
Clothes, ma'am. Makanan kering.
Clothes.
Barang kering, itu pakaian, betul? Sama macam contohnya kalau musim bulan puasa sebelum Lebaran, so mula iklan di TV pun akan ada iklan tentang planta, margarine, butter, betul tak? And then sirap, okay, cincau lah, kan? So that are seasonal factors that akan influence you punya prediction of sales. And the fourth one is, okay, these are things that will influence you punya budget. Okay, and the fourth is residual or random patterns. Okay, so these are the things which is due to unpredictable causes. Okay, something that we cannot predict. Example, strikes, fire, earthquake. The main things that happen, okay, 5 years back, apa dia yang berlaku? Yang kita tak sangka benda tu akan berlaku, tiba-tiba berlaku. COVID. Betul tak? Kan? Okay, COVID-19. So this is actually series, okay, this is the residual of random patterns which will affect, okay, due to COVID-19, what are the things? Okay, business, what type of business suddenly rise? Business buat mask. Betul tak? Hand sanitizer, kan? Okay, so these are the things that will influence the prediction of our budget. So we can classify according to 4. Long term means that the effect is long term in nature. Cyclicals, they had a certain period of time, which economic downturn. Seasonal variation, festive season, school holidays. Okay, so means that when you want to prepare a budget, you look at these are the 4 things. Okay, so when you are using time series, means these are the things that will influence your prediction. When you are using cost prediction, so that are the things that you need to do in predicting the sales. Okay, so boleh faham tak?
Paham, ma'am.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, so these are the time series. Okay, okay. The main reason why we need to analyze the time series. Okay, the main reason for the time series. Okay, main reason to be able to predict future values of the variable. That is to make a forecast. Remember, you must always remember when you are learning management accounting, when you need anggaran, everything is not certain. We are only predicting. Okay, so we use various methods to make our prediction accurate. Okay, so the main reason for analyzing time series are to be able to predict future values, okay, of the variables, that is to make a forecast. To attempt to control future events, okay, to seasonally adjust to deseasonalize a set of data. So this is called a process to remove the seasonal effect, which is called smoothing the data. Okay, let's say sometimes the sales fluctuate. okay, fluctuate, okay, which is not, means that the sale is not constant. So the reason, maybe because of festive season, maybe unpredictable factors, okay. So you want to adjust so that your sale will look the same. So this is called to seasonally adjust, do deseasonalize a set of data. You want to remove the factors that affect it. Okay. Okay. Assumptions and limitation of time series analysis. Okay. So what are the assumptions? Okay. Remember again, when you are preparing budget or anggaran, you are not certain, you are estimating. So when you want to estimate, you should be, normally you will base on whatever that happened in the past, currently, so that you'll be able to predict future, right? Okay. So these are the assumptions that you make. What has happened in the past can be used to predict what will happen in the future. So this is the basic assumptions. Okay, means that when you're predicting the sales figure or what, so these are the assumptions that you make. Okay, but it also have limitations. Okay, we assume that what has happened in the past and currently will affect the future, but there are also limitations. What are the limitations? Okay, significant changes might occur quite quickly. Example, new technology could revolutionize practice and products within an industry. Financial figures collected over a long period of time for time series analysis will be affected by changing price levels. Sometimes okay, the price will fluctuate, so we cannot use that. Okay, so these are the limitations, okay, of using past data. Okay. Ini saya dah nampak. Okay. So this is actually the thing that you will learn in this semester. Apa dia? Okay. So preparations of budget. Preparation of budgets. Okay. Functional or operating budgets. Okay. It relates to another. Okay. Normally, functional budgets is related one another. Means that it is interrelated. Okay. We need to do the first one and then so proceed to the second one and the third one. Relate to another. There are 6 types. Okay, actually you in your syllabus, I noticed that you learn a lot. Okay, so many rather than these 6. Okay, but here we normally focus on these 6 only. Okay, sales budget. Okay, sales budget means that you want to estimate what is your sales for your perusahaan, for your organization. Okay, so sales budget. Okay, if sales is the key budget factor, then you will do the sales budget first. Okay, so from the sales budget, when we have predicted our sales okay, through various statistical analysis, okay, when I look at your syllabus, what you want to focus sales, you come up with equation. Okay, you use statistical method. Okay, so that one you will learn when you learn sales budget. Okay. Okay, so various things, okay, various method that you use to predict the sales. Okay, and then when you have predicted sales, the second budgets that you need to prepare is production. Why? When we estimate what the sales figure, so we should produce according to what we estimate our sales to be. Is it right? So means that after sales budget, we will prepare production budget. Okay, okay. So when you prepare production budget, okay, means that, okay, let's say you estimate your sales to be 5 million. So you need how many units that you need to produce? Okay, so this is production. Okay, production budgets is related also to, okay, when you estimated, okay, this is, you need to produce this much of finished goods. Okay, so material that we need to use in producing the, okay, let's say your business is selling, you are selling, cakes. Okay, cakes. Okay, your business is selling cakes. Okay, specialty kalau dekat Indon tu saya rasa kalau pergi Bika Ambon kan. Let's say you have a business of Bika Ambon. Okay, so you estimated okay how many units of you estimated how many units of Bika Ambon that you need to sell for first quarter of 2025. Okay, so when you estimate, okay, we need to sell because you want to export. Let's say you say 1 million unit. Okay, when you have estimated 1 million unit that you need to sell, okay, you need to produce according to what you have estimated. Betul? Okay, you estimate that you want to sell 1 million. But remember, okay, we should have closing stock, right? Okay, what is the ending stock that we want to make sure we have? And also the opening stock, means that balance of the inventory from previous year or previous month. Okay, so in coming up with the production budget, we need to consider, okay, sales, you need to add, okay, what is your planned closing stock? Okay, so this will be material required, okay, production requirement, and then you need to also minus the opening stock, opening inventory, beginning inventory, then it will say production unit. It means that this is the unit that you need to produce in meeting the sales that you have estimated. Okay, so that is called the production budgets. Okay, bila kita prepare the production budgets, okay, let's say tadi nak buat bika kan, bika. So what are the things that you need to use in making the bika? You need to use flour, right? You need to use eggs. You need to use margarine. Okay, so then we come up with the material budgets. Okay, material usage. Okay, means that it is related one another. Remember, sales related to production, and then production now, if you want to produce this much, okay, what are the ingredients that you use in producing the bika? So this is called material usage. Okay, and then material usage, okay, how much you use, and come up to the second, which is linked material usage to material purchase. Okay, so if you want to use this much, what will be the cost that you need to bear? Okay, so this is related to production, and again, direct labor budget. Okay, so we need to recruit, okay, how many laborers to produce our product in order to meeting the sales. So this is direct labor budget. Okay, so we have also manufacturing overhead budgets. Okay, what are the overheads budget? Overhead means all the indirect costs that you incur. Okay, so let's say we are producing a bika. A direct cost is flour, eggs, right? Labor. The indirect costs are the cost of electricity of your production department. Okay, the transportation cost. Okay, so all that is indirect. So this is called manufacturing overhead budget. And also selling and admin expenses budget. Okay, so this is under functional. Okay, so master of financial budget, under master of financial budgets. So what does it do? It summarizes all the functional budgets into the budgeted income statement, cash budget, and budgeted statement of financial position. So budgeted income statement, budgeted statement of financial position, and cash budget. So this made of master budget. Okay. So I think it is already 1 hour. Okay. I give you a break. Do you need a break? You need a break? I can hear song just now. Okay. If you need a break, so we will have 5 minutes break. Okay. So before, okay, this is something extra. Okay. If you look at the preparation of budgets, okay, this one maybe you will learn after or at the end of your semester. Okay. But I will show you in brief so that you know the idea of what you have learned for what you will learn for this semester. Okay. But I will give you the format. We will try to do a simple one. Okay. So that you know, oh, then when you go to the topic in detail, then you will understand. Oh, sales budget. So this is the format. So these are the things to come up with sales budget. Okay, before that, I think I'll give you a 5 minutes break. And if you want to ask me any question, you can do so. Okay, just ask me whatever question that you do not understand from what I have lectured just now. Okay? Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, saya tutup kameranya dulu eh. Jadi kita sambung pula eh. Okay, I want to mute this now. Okay. Ni semua sudah ready? Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay. So okay. Bisa ya? Ibu sambung? Okay. Saya sambung dengan the preparations of functional budgets. So these are the things, again, I stress, this thing is actually the things that you will learn throughout the semester, but I want to give you an idea of the things that you will learn so that you know. When you learn, you know, okay, these are the things that I have learned. Okay, these are the things that I will need to do. Okay, so I will just go through with you all, all the format and the preparation of functional budgets. Okay, so the preparations of functional budgets, normally it starts with the sales forecast, as the business plans for the expected demand in the next budget period. Okay, so this will be actually, next week, when Bu Nanyang continue the lecture, Bu Nanyang will start with the sales budget, but in detail. In detail means, how do you get the sales figure? You are doing the forecasting technique. So what are the method that you use to obtain the sales figure? Will be touched by Bu Nanyang. So I will just give you the brief, a simple example so that you have the format of the things that you will learn. So what is the sales budget? The sales budget, you remember functional budget? It is interrelated. Means that you need to prepare the first budget, then you will proceed with the second, then it is interrelated to the third, the fourth. Means, another word, what does it mean? When we make a mistake in one budget, so the mistake will be carried forward to the next budget. So we will do the first one, that is the sales budget. Why it start with sales budget? If sales is the key budget factor, then it will start with the sales budget. So if production is the key budget factor, then it will start with production budget. So now, what is a sales budget? Sales budget will shows the expected sales that are likely to be achieved for a certain period of time. So we have many methods that we can choose to prepare to estimate our sales. We have a statistical, y is equal to a plus bx. We have log n, sales is equal. So there are all the various methods in forecasting or estimating the sales. Then after preparing the sales budget, the second budget that you need to prepare is the production budget. Because production is related to sales. Means that if you have estimated your sales, so you need to produce according to what you have estimated, taking into consideration the closing stock, the planned stock that you want to leave in the organization. So the second functional budgets, production budgets. Production budget shows the expected number of units to be produced, incorporating any stock levels to be maintained. And the third one is direct material budget. Like I have mentioned just now, macam tadi saya kata, ibu kata apa? Bila business kita adalah produce Bika, right? So, kita estimated sales of Bika 1 million. So, we need to produce how many units that we need to produce in order to meeting the sales, and at the same time, we need to save some as our stocks. And so, direct material budget, if you want to produce Bika, what are the ingredients in producing Bika? So this is called direct material, direct material usage. So it shows, direct material budget, it shows the movement of the raw materials in terms of purchase, incorporating and stock levels with a net effect of raw material consumed. So the next budget, under material budget, you have material usage and material purchase. Material usage means the usage of material in quantity, but material purchase is the value in rupiah that you need to pay for the material that you want to use. That is material purchase. And the next budget, which is related to our production or our sales is direct labor budget. Remember, when we have estimated the sales is to be this much and production is this much, we need to have labor, okay? Have our labor to work out the sales figure. So we need to maintain how many, okay, number of labors that we need to maintain in order to meet our sales target. So this is called direct labor budget. Okay, direct labor budget, it shows the required direct labor hours within the associated costs. Okay, and then we have manufacturing overhead budgets. Okay, manufacturing overhead budgets is the least the expected manufacturing overhead expenses to be incurred. Like I have mentioned just now, manufacturing overheads, or when we call it overheads, it means all the indirect costs that we need to incur in order to produce our product. And finally, selling and distribution budgets. Okay, when we are meeting our sales, we need to make an advertisement, we need to transport our product to our customers, right? So this is provides the selling and distribution budgets, provide the expected expenses to be incurred for selling and distribution purposes. Okay, so the preparation of functional budget, so the sales budget. Okay, how to prepare the sales budget? I will show you the format. Okay, it is actually the first budget to be prepared and is drawn by multiplying the expected unit sales volume for each product by its anticipated unit selling price. Okay, I will show you the format after this. Okay, and production budgets. Okay, production budgets. Okay, once you have determined the sales figure, okay, the production budget is drawn up to determine the number of units to be produced. How? By considering the stock levels that have to be maintained. Okay, material usage. Once the production units are set, the material requirement need to make those product is established based on the type and quantity required, and it shows the quantities of material required to meet the budgeted production. This is material usage. Okay, material purchase. Okay, material purchase, taking into account the stock levels required for the materials. The amount of materials to be purchased is determined from the cost of material to arrive at the total cost involved. Direct labor budget, it is another element of production. Direct labor requirement for the production intended also must be set. So this is expressed in terms of hours per unit multiplied by the labor rate for the production units. Okay, so this is example. Okay, so look at the example. A very simple example. Okay, represent the planned level of sales in terms of quantity, okay, mix if multi-product, and the value. Example of sales budget is as follows. Okay, in reality, okay, when you learn the topic of sales budget, the sales figure here is to be determined using the method that you will learn, okay, for your next class. Okay, how did we come up with these sales figures? Okay, maybe you use statistical, you use y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, this will be shown, okay, by Bu Nanyang when you learn, okay, the topic of sales budget in details. Okay, so but as for today, I just want to show you how you will prepare the sales budget, the format, okay, of the sales budget. So this is actually the format. Okay, so let's say you have two products. The company have two products, A and B. Okay, and this is for the first quarter because January, February, and March. So this is the first quarter. Okay, sales in unit. This is given because I want you to know the format only. Okay, and selling price is also given. Okay, the selling price. So how do you get the sales budget? You just multiply sales unit with the selling price. Okay, so it will be 2,000 times 1050. Okay, oh lupa saya nak tukar, still lagi dalam RM. Okay, so patutnya kena dalam rupi kan? Dalam okay, rupiah. Okay, 2,000 times 1050. So it will be 21,000. 4,000 times 12, it will be 48,000. Okay, for February, 3,200 units times 1050 because the selling price per unit of product A is 10 ringgit and 50 cent. Okay, for product B is 12 ringgit. So means that you just multiply. Okay, 4,008 times 12, you get 57,600. Okay, 2,300 for March. or Maret, you call it Maret, right? March. Okay. 2,300 times dengan 1050, 24, 150, 5,000 times 12, 60,000. So when you look at this way, okay, sales budget is actually the budget that is very simple is the sales budget when you are given the sales unit. Okay, but actually, when you learn, this sales unit is not given straight away, you need to determine using the method. Okay, so this will be touched. Okay, how do you want to determine this one? How do you estimate that the sales is going to be 2,000, 4,000? Okay, there are various methods. Okay, but for today, I just want to show you the format of preparing the sales budget is like this. The simplest budget, functional budget, is actually the sales budget because you just take the sales in terms of unit, you times with the selling price. So you get the sales value. Okay? Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Nada, okay, Nada? Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So,
ma'am.
okay, so this is the format for sales. Huh? Okay. So I have mentioned just now, the first budget to be prepared under functional budget is sales budget. And remember, the budget is interrelated. So after we have prepared the sales budget, the next budget will be which budget? Which budget? After sales, which budget? Nggak tahu? Huh? Nggak tahu? Just now I mentioned which budget? Nggak tahu? Okay. Okay, if you look back, okay, later you will get my slide. You get my slide already? Not yet.
Yes,
Belum.
ma'am.
Belum, eh? Okay. So, never mind. So, since this is the first time, okay. So, but I have mentioned just now, masa on the introduction part, when I tell you just now that what I'm going to, the types of budget, we have master budget, functional budget, and we have financial budget. Remember just now, right? Master budget. Okay, master budget consists of the functional or operational budget, operating budget, and financial. So what I'm doing today, and what I'm showing you today now is the functional budget, or we call it operating budget. Okay, operating budget. Okay, it deals with what? Okay, so it shows you, okay, the operational budget. It shows you the detail of what the expenses, okay, the sales revenue of the business. Okay, it starts with sales budget, followed by production budget. After production, there will be material usage, material purchase, direct labor. Okay, so now I've shown you the first budget under functional, that is sales budget. So means after we have come up with the sales budget, second budget that we need to do, I've also mentioned to you that the budget is interrelated. Remember? So the second budget will be production budget. Okay? Production budget. So now, just now, we have estimated what is the budgeted sales. Okay, from this previous slide, okay, you know that the budgeted sales, okay, berapa tadi budgeted sales kita? Okay, so sales budget, okay, from budgeted sales, it is actually just now, okay, from previous budget, okay, we come up with the sales. Sales is 2,000, 4,000, 3,200, and 4,800. For February, for March, it will be 2,300 and 5,000, right? Betul? So, this is given. Okay, the format for production budget. Okay, look at this format. So, the format for production budget or the template. So, how do you want to prepare production budget? Okay, so January, February, okay. Product, so that is your product. Okay, budgeted sales. Okay, budgeted sales just now. What is your budgeted sales? Taken from your sales budget, budgeted sales in terms of units. Okay, add with, so this is the format, add with closing stock. Okay, means that the stock at the end of the month. Okay, if this, in this case, the table show you January. So means that at the end of January, the stocks that the company plan to have is actually 320 units. This one also given. Okay, given the question. And then, so sales plus closing stock, this is called requirement, total material, total production requirement. Okay, total production requirement. Okay, you will need to less with the opening stock. What is opening stock? The beginning stock that you have when you want to start the business. Okay, when you want to start the month. Okay, why did we come up with this budget? Because you want to determine, okay, when your estimated sales is 2,000 units, okay, considering the closing stock that you have from previous month, and you plan to have certain amount of stock at the end of the month, so what are the units that you need to produce for the month? Okay, so the unit that you need to produce will be budgeted sales at closing, you minus with opening stock. So this means that, okay, so what can you understand from here? Okay, what can we understand is that, oh, if the company target sales is 2,000 units for January for product A, considering that the company plan to have a closing stock of 320 units, and the company have opening stock, opening balance, maybe from December last year of 200 units, means that the total unit that company actually need to produce in order to meet the sales of 2,000 units is actually 2,120. Can you understand that? Faham tak? Faham tak? Faham tak? Means that, so apa can you understand? Okay, oh, if we target a sales of 2,000, we have a closing stock of this much and a total requirement, okay, we have opening stock, means that we need to produce for the month of January for product A should be 2,120 units. For product B, it should be, okay, you have a budget sales, you estimated sales for 1,000, closing stock should be 480, you plan to have a closing stock this much, so total requirement should be this much, okay, so your opening stock 800, so means that, what does it mean? You need to produce 3,680. Okay, 3,680. So it means that, okay, you need to produce 3,680 in order to meet the sales of 4,000, considering the closing stock that you plan and opening stock that you have. Okay, so now we go to February. Okay, so February, so the format is, okay, let's say 3,200, okay, and let's say, okay, so, okay, one thing again we need to know is that, okay, okay, let's say for February, okay, budgeted sales 3,200, okay, so let's say the given information, closing stock is 230, okay, and remember, if you can see from here, okay, the closing stock for January is actually will be the opening stock for February. Betul tak? Okay, stok akhir pada bulan Januari tu nanti dia akan menjadi apa? Stok awal pada bulan berikutnya. Betul kan gitu? Okay? Betul nggak gitu?
Betul, ma'am.
So that's why if you can notice the figure here, see the closing stock for product A January 320, so it will be the opening stock here. Can you see here? Okay, so opening stock here. So now the closing stock means at the end of February, you estimate, you plan your stocks to be 230. So 32 plus 230, you will get 34. This is called total material, total production requirement minus with closing stock means that you will need to produce, your production should be 3,110. Okay. So now for product B, okay, let's say just now from the sales, our sales, estimated sales is 4,800. Okay, closing stocks, okay, 500, so it will be 5,300. So remember, the closing stock for product B for January will be the opening stock. Okay, can you notice that? Okay, so means that in order for you to meet a unit sales, okay, a sales target of 4,800, and to bear in mind that you plan to have a closing stock of actually 500 units, you need to produce 4,820. Boleh enggak? Okey. Okey, boleh tak? Saya tidak kat sini tiada jawapan untuk March kan? Okey, boleh tak tolong cari untuk March punya production. Boleh tak cari untuk March punya production? Carikan saya untuk Maret punya production. March, we have A and B. Do it now. Okay. So our target sales for March for A berapa? 2,300. Okay. For March, 5,000. Okay. I give you the closing stock. Okay. We don't have the closing stock. So the closing stock will be for A. For A, the closing stock, let's say, yes, no, 400. Okay, let's say 200. So closing stock for A, product A, 200. Closing stock for B, 100. 100. Okay, can you determine? Can you come up with the simple calculation? Can you do it now? Okay, the sales figure for March. Okay, budgeted sales for product A, 2,300. For product B, 5,000. And closing stock, I give you just now, closing stock for A, 200. Closing stock for B, 100. Okay. Can you come up with what is the production requirement? Apa dapat? Dapat tak? Dapat tak cari total production units? Dapat tak cari? Cuba simple saja. Formatnya adalah budgeted sales, okay, which I have given to you just now. For March, Maret, that is product A, 2,300 units. Product B, 5,000 units. Closing stock for A, 200. And closing stock for B, 100. Can you determine what is the production requirement and total production in units? Boleh enggak? Bisa calculate ke tak? Dapat enggak jawapannya? Ha? Nazla, dapat enggak jawapannya? Tak dengar. Dapat enggak jawapannya? Fiona? Fiona? Dapat ke enggak? Tak, enggak. Dapat ke enggak? Jawab itu aja. Dapat ke enggak? Enggak. I cannot hear you all. Okay, okay, I look at chat. Chat. No, Nazla. If you cannot, you can just chat. Okey. Okey. Enggak Okey, saya tunjuk jawapannya gini. Okey. This is our table. Okay. Okay, our table just show you the production budget for January and February. Okay, for March it will be, so for March, let's say we have two products, A and B. Budgeted sales unit will be, okay, the figure here will be 2,300. Okay, plus with the closing stock just now, I've given to you all 200, right? 200. So total requirement will be 2,500. Okay, 2,500 minus with what is the opening stock? Opening stock of A will be the closing stock in February. That is 230. Okay, so means that now 2,500 you will minus with 230. Okay, so then the total production in units that you will produce in Maret will be 2,270 for product A. Do you get that? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for product B, then it will be just now, what is the sales figure that I've given to you? 5,000, right? 5,000. The closing stock just now is 100, right? So it will be total production requirement will be sales plus with closing stock. So it will be 5,100. Okay. So that is called total production requirement. Then we will minus with opening stock of 500. Why opening stock of 500? Remember, the closing stock of January will be the opening stock of March. So that is 500 here from the figure here. See, from the figure here. So 5,100 minus 500, it will be 4,600. Do you get that? Can you get the answer? Can you understand what I've mentioned to you all? Okay,
Yes,
ke?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Very simple, right? A production budget is very simple. But don't worry, later when we go to the topics, we will learn in detail. Now it's just to give you the brief idea, okay? If you don't understand also, don't worry, okay? So we go to the next budget. Next budget will be what? After sales, production, then will be material budget. Okay, direct material budget. Okay, direct material budget can be divided into two, direct material usage and direct material purchase. Okay, so what can you understand from the information here? Okay, from the information here, it means that the company have two products. Remember just now, we have product A and product B, right? Okay, product A and product B. So in order to produce product A, the company will need to use material X. Okay, and in order to produce product B, the company will also need to use material X also. Okay, in order to finish up the product A, the company will need to use material X and material Y. Okay, so means that each unit of the product will require 2 units of material A and 4 units of material Y. Okay, so in order to produce product A, it will require 2 units of product X and 4 units of material Y. Okay, and in order to produce a unit of product B, we will require 3 units of material X and 1 unit of material Y. Okay, untuk memudahkannya macam inilah. Katakanlah kita nak buat bika tadi. Okay, in order to produce, katakanlah produk kita adalah bika A is a bika. Okay, kita memerlukan apa? Flour. Let's say flour. How many kilos? 2 kilos. And then eggs. Okay, how many units of egg? 4 units. Faham tak? Faham tak? Okay, so means that in order to produce product, so these are the things, the material that we need to use in order to produce our finished product. Okay, so this one, stock asset 1st January, 5,000. Okay, remember you will have, okay, so this is the stock asset 1st January. Okay, now this is actually the stock of material. We will have 2 types of stock. The first one tadi is finished goods product. That is the stock of product A and product B. Now, when it comes to material budget, okay, we will have, so what are the material that we need to use in order to produce product A? We have material X and material Y. And the beginning inventory is 5,400 units of material X. Okay. Okay, so for material Y, untuk product B, we have 4,000. Okay. And closing inventory, okay, so material X, we have 1034, and material Y, okay, we have 863. Okay, price per unit, RM2.80 and RM2.60. Okay. So, direct material budget, okay, see, prepare the direct material budget for the month of January. Direct material usage, the production units, this one just now, we take this information is taken from the production budget. See, our production budget is now, yes. See, remember this one? Remember this one? 2120, 3680, 3110, 4280. Remember? Okay, so this is the unit that we need to produce. How many units? 2,120 units and 3,680 units, right? Okay, so means that if you want to produce this unit, okay, with the closing stock available, so how many? Okay, so direct material usage, okay, just now unit that is going to produce taken from the production budget, 2120 for A, 3680 for B. Okay, so each unit of material, so each unit of product A will require 2 units of product X, right? So that's why 2120 times 2. So dapat 4240, and for B, 3680 times 3. So it will be 11,040. So in total, material X that we need to use for the month of January in order to produce the production unit this much is actually 15,280. Okay, so for material 1, 2,120 units of product A taken from production budgets. Okay, and each unit of product A will require 4 units of material Y, so you times 4, you get this much. For material for B, 3,680 times 1, 360. So total 12,160. Saya risau, you all faham ke tak? Okay, sebabnya mungkin terlalu awal ke, saya bagi ni sebenarnya hanya untuk bagi you all brief idea. Tetapi kita akan buat in detail. Don't worry, kita akan buat in detail. Ini hanya untuk bagi you all gambaran. Macam mana from one budget is interrelated to another budget. Okay, so that's why I just show you a very simple. For me, this is a very simple example. Maybe for you all, you need times to digest. Okay, but don't worry, later on, we will go detail. Okay, if you don't understand today, so later on when you do the budget, then you will be able to understand. Okay, so this one is just to give you the brief idea how one budget is interrelated to another budget. Okay, just to show you just now. Okay, the first budget is sales. We followed by production. So when we come up with production budget, then we need to come up with what are the materials that we need to produce in order to produce our product, the production units. That is material X and Y. So under material production, we have direct material, we have 2 budgets, that is material usage and material purchase. Okay. So direct material budget, okay, this is actually purchase. Okay. So when we look at the first one, you see, okay, at least you just observe the relationship. Okay, nanti kita go details later, you can understand. Okay, the relationship, see, you get production requirement 15,280, right? Okay, and 12,160, okay. So this is actually the material that we need to produce, material X and material Y, in order to produce the estimated sale, estimated production. So production requirement 15,280, 12,160. You will add with the closing stock given in the table just now. Okay, 1034. So this is called material requirement. Same as the format for production, minus with opening stock. So material to be purchased, okay. So means that in order for you to produce 3,120 units of product A, you will need to purchase 10,914 units of material X and material Y 9023, taking into consideration the closing stock and the beginning stock that you have, and the cost is this much, so the total purchase of the material is actually this much. Saya rasa you all masih tidak boleh nampak lagi masih samar-samar ke? Okey, tak apa. Okey, jangan risau. Sebenarnya mungkin saya just bagi ini for you to be able to see the flow. Okay, but later on when we go to the topic details, I confirm that you be able to understand. Okay, maybe for the first time just want to show you the flow, you are still confused. Okay, actually I just want to show to you actually how one budget is interrelated to another budget. Okay, it starts with sales, production, material usage, material purchase. Okay? Okay. So now direct labor. Direct labor is related to our production. Okay? Must be completed to ensure that company has sufficient labor time to meet the production needs. Example, so let's say product A requires 5 direct labor hours per unit. Product B requires 10 direct labor hours per unit. Rate per hour is RM2, product A, and RM3 for product B. So this is actually how they come up with direct labor budget. Need to be produced. Okay. So each unit will require 5 labor. Okay. 5 labor hours. Okay. B 10 labor hours. So total direct labor hours will be this much, and the rate per hour. So this is the total direct labor cost. Okay. Okay. So now I thought okay. So actually, okay, because why did I show you all this? Because actually for introduction, we do not need so much of a time. Okay. So since I'm allocated 2.5 hours, that's why I show you all these things so that you get a brief idea. Okay. So I hope it does not confuse you. Okay. So don't worry. Okay. So in details, saya yakin semua orang bisa buat nanti. Cumanya, okay, because the first lecture should be on introduction. Tapi introduction normally it don't takes 2.5 hours. Okay. So that's why in order to fulfill the time, okay, I just show you the format of preparing the budget, where I have mentioned also earlier just now that these are the things that you will learn when towards the end of the semester, right? After you have finished studying each chapter thoroughly. Okay. So saya hanya nak tunjuk the format, okay, of what is the format of a product sales budget. Okay, what is the format of production budget? What is the format of material budget, material usage, material purchase? Okay, and what is the format of labor budget? Okay, just to give you a brief idea or a rough idea of the things that you will learn. Okay, means when you learn theoretically or calculation at the same time, okay, these are the things that you will learn nanti later on. Okay, boleh ke?
Boleh,
Kenapa?
Ma'am.
Okay. So saya harap you all jangan rasa susah. Subjek ini sebenarnya tak susah. Okay. Masih boleh di score A. Okay. Okay, sebab saya perlu bagi you all faham. Jadi saya just want to show you of the things that you will learn so that you dapat update. Normally, for my students, normally at the end of the first meeting during the class, I will show them the details that you will learn for this semester. I will go through with them the syllabus. Okay, but I think maybe Bu Nanyang have go through with all the syllabus. You all dah jumpa enggak dengan Bu Nanyang for the first meeting? Belum lagi? Belum lagi? Belum kan? This is just like a warming up session. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so maybe after this, for next week, next week your class is on what day? Can I ask you? Your class is on what day? Your class is Bunanya. Excuse me. What day is your class with Bunanya?
My class is on Wednesday, ma'am.
What day? Again, I cannot hear.
Day.
Huh? Wednesday?
On Wednesday.
Rama, can you check? I cannot hear. Check. Okay. Okay, thank you. Oh, Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. Okay. So means next Wednesday will be your meeting with Bu Nanyang, yeah? Okay. So I think whatever that I have taught you all just now, okay, means if something is not enough, okay, I hope Bu Nanyang will cover. If I think whatever that I've done with you all, I've given you extra because I have shown you the format, okay, where just to give you a brief idea, okay. So maybe if you think that the format make you become stressed, then you just forget it, okay. Okay, later when we go into details, then we will go again on how to preparing the sales budget. Okay, and then we will go again detail on how to prepare production budget. Okay, okay, okay. So I think so we still have time. Okay, why don't we still have at least another 20 minutes? Okay. So because I'm supposed to, my session with you all is supposed to be 2.5 hours, right? Right, 2.5 hours, right? Okay. So since we have the time, okay, why not you just do a simple, okay, to buy the times. Okay. So I noticed here just now, there are 56 of you all in the class, 56. So it is quite okay, a lot also. So what can you do, okay, to ensure that you know for the first aspect, the theoretical aspect, okay, you can come up with, because I noticed from your slide, okay, your lecturer has given you a choice of final individual task, right? Okay, but this is beyond me, okay? So I just want to throw to you some of the things that you can discuss. Okay, come up or find out, okay? So budget for educational institution, budget for public organization, okay? Budget for retail business, budget for service business, budget for financial institution. So these are the things that you can explore and explore in the internet and find out what is the difference between budget for educational institution and what is the different budget for educational institution and public organization. Okay, so at least this is on the theoretical aspect of the topic. Okay. Ada apa-apa yang mau ditanya saya? Sementara saya akan tengok-tengok lagi soalan. Ada apa-apa yang nak ditanya tak? Ada apa-apa tak yang nak ditanya saya? Masih perlu masa untuk memahami. So the main things that you need to go through is that you need to understand, okay? Things yang, okay? What are the things that we come up just now? Yeah. Okay. Before I make a wrap up, okay. Anything? I give you 5 minutes to think of anything that you want to answer. Do anything that you want to ask me before I make a wrap up of things that we have learned today. Check. No check.
Yang duduk di situ tadi. Di sini jangan sibuk.
No?
Undang Perusahaan. Hah? Semua. Karunya pun. Aku ketahui telepon ada balik. Kalau ada makan
Okay. Okay. So can you see the question just now? Can you see the question?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
budget committee consists of high-level executive representing the major segments of an organization. List 4 functions of a budget committee. Can you do that?
Right, ma'am.
Okay. Ini, okay. Sementara you all nak mencari jawapan ini, saya buat wrap up dulu. Boleh? Okay. Saya buat wrap up of what are the things that you have learned today. Okay. So, we go through, okay, as a conclusion for today class, we just go through, okay, what are the things that, okay, alamak, you all tak nampak soalan Sekejap. Okay, salin dulu soalan. Salin soalan. Okay. Salin soalan dah. Okay. Budget committee consists of high-level executive representing the major segments of an organization. List 4 functions of a budget committee. Okay. List 4 functions of the budget committee. Can Google. Okay. Okay, sudah salin soalan, boleh saya go to ambil soalannya? Sudah? Okay.
Sudah.
Okay, so kita go through, okay? So, as a wrap up, okay, so these are the things that you have learned today. Apa dia kita tengok, okay? So learning objective today is for you to be able to define and explain the purpose of the budget, okay? Identify budgeting process, key budget factor, and the methods of forecasting, and prepare the 3 simple, okay, budgets, okay? So we have go through just now the definition. You can choose what are the definition. Okay, we have go through. So a layman terms. Okay, first, what is a layman term of definition of budget? Okay, actually, in simpler word or in a layman term, we call it layman term. Budget can be defined as a future plans. Okay, a future plans of a business in terms of monetary. Okay, that is a simple, okay, or a layman term. So we have so many definition that we can use. Financial model, okay, a core component of organization planning and control, detailed plan summarizing the financial consequences, okay, and the definition by SEMA is very proper lah, very complete. SEMA define what is budgeting? A plan quantified in monetary items, prepared and approved prior to a defined period of time, showing the income to be generated and expenditure that you will incur during a period. Okay, so that is definition by SEMA. And then we go again to the why do we need to learn a budget? Okay, because we want to manage resources properly, and this is due to the uncertainty of future. So these are the main reason why we learn budget. Okay, so we go through the definition, why we learn budget, purpose of the budget, these 6 elements, 6 things of purpose of a budget. What are they? For planning, for communicating, for controlling, for coordinating, motivating, and evaluating. Don't worry, okay, the slide I will share with Bu Nanyang again. So Bu Nanyang will share with you all later, okay? So stages in the budgeting, okay, what are the process that you need to go through in preparing the budget? You start with communicating details, determine the factor that restrict, prepare the first budget, that is the key budget, that is sales budget, and then initial preparation, okay, negotiation budget with management, okay. Actually, I have given you the notes also. Beside my PowerPoint slide, I have given Bu Nanyang also the notes for chapter 1. I think Bu Nanyang will share with you later, okay? Okay, a complete chapter on budgeting, okay? And then the process of budgeting, here we have budget committee. So my question just now is for you to be able to list what are the tasks of budget committee. Okay, budget committee consists of who? So budgeting process start with forming a budget committee. Okay, so consists of normally a head of department of each division in an organization. Okay, so what is the task? Major task, ensure the budgets are realistically established. So you can find out what are the other tasks of the budget committee. Okay, and then what is the budget manual, budget period. Okay, and then we also go through the advantages and disadvantages of budgeting. Okay, so what are the advantages of budgeting? Okay, budget act as a benchmark, enable managers to know their power, create sense of belonging. Okay, what are the limitations? As I have mentioned just now, advantages and disadvantages is actually how you look at things. If you look at things positively, then it will become advantages. If you look at things negatively, then it will become limitation or disadvantages. Okay, so limitation also I have given, we have go through also just now. Okay, and then factors, okay, that influence the preparation of budgets. Okay, what restrict you from preparing, okay, and influence you in preparing your budget. We divide into two, internal and external. Okay, what is the internal factors? Factors within the business. Okay, the external factors are factors outside, which cannot be controlled by the business. Okay, this actually, kalau internal we have previous our sales data, policy, manpower, funds. External factors, some things that we cannot control, like our competitors, economic situation, technology, income per capita. Okay, so these are the factors that influence our budget. So we come up with what is the principal budget factor, factor that restrict our budget. Then we go to the types of budget. So we have master budget, functional and financial. Just now I show you to you all in detail the functional budget. Functional budget consists of sales budget, production budget, material, where material budget is divided into two, material usage, material purchase, labor, okay, production overhead budget, okay. So many budgets under functional, where the purpose of functional budget is what? To establish goal for the entity's sales revenue and costs. And also financial budgets. Okay, financial budget is actually what is financial budget? Okay, cash resources needed to, it focuses on the cash resources needed for the company to operate, to continue with its operation. Financial budget consists of cash budget, where I will touch during my third lecture, capital expenditure and budgeted balance sheet. And these two actually made up the master budget. Okay. And relationship between budget, okay, just now, relationship between management, it acts as a, what budget act as a management control system. So relationship with budget and accounting, so it depends on the accounting. Actually, budgets depend on the accounting of past and current year punya expenditure. Okay, so we have finished. Okay, so forecasting technique. Okay, yang ni, don't worry, this one you will learn in detail with your lecturer when you learn, okay, the sales budget. Okay. Okay. So preparation of budgets, functional, okay, see, and master, okay, okay, so detail. Okay. I think that's all. So I hope I did not confuse you all. I hope you all can understand whatever that I have explained. Okay. So if ada soalan, boleh berurusan dengan saya. Okay. List yang tadi saya bagi tu, nanti bila next class when I meet you all, I can just call, okay, maybe, or you have had the answer already? Dah dapat jawapan ke soalan yang saya bagi tadi tu? List the 4 functions of, list 4 functions of budget committee. Ada yang nak share sekarang? Share saja. Ada? Ada yang nak share tak? You can Google kan? Ada tak? Adakah belum? Cuma jawab, adakah belum? Kalau belum, nanti boleh dibawa masa kita punya next meeting. Kalau dah ada, just give the idea sekarang ni. Berapa? 4 je saya minta. Apa dia? Oh, bagus. Rama. Okay, Rama saya dalam chat tak, Rama? Saya tak nampak kejap. Tak boleh. Rama saya tak bisa nampak. Masukkan dalam chat Rama boleh?
Okay, I'll try, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Nanti saya tengok balik. Oh, kat mana? Oh. Yes. Ini tak. Hah? Oh, ni kali masak. Okay. Okay. So this is some of the possible answer. Okay. I've given to you all. You managed to get? Okay. So what are they? So saya minta 4. So I just give 3. So what at least the 4 functions of a budget committee? Ensuring the formulation of the budget. Okay. Scrutinizing the various budget for coordination and acceptability by the board of directors. Ultimately submitting the budgets for the approval. Okay. And you can find many more actually. Okay. So do you be able to get the answer? Oh, good. Okay, functions. Okay, Nazla, good. Thank you. Coordination of the preparation of the budgets, issuing timetables. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, provision information. Okay, this is Rama. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Rama, and thank you, Nazla. Okay, so again, so we are coming towards the end of our class. Okay, so bagi saya minta maaf segala kekurangan itu dari saya Okay, yang baik itu dari Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Saya mohon maaf segala kekurangan. Nanti kalau nggak bisa faham apa-apa, nanti kita temu lagi di session yang kedua. Saya akan sambung dengan production budget. Okay, seterusnya akan dimulai oleh bulan yang sales budget sebab saya sibuk untuk minggu depan itu. Okay, jadi saya ambil minggu selepas itu. Jadi that's why saya biarkan bulan yang sambung dengan sales sebab topik kita interrelated. Okay, jadi saya takut kalau saya delay nanti bulan yang pun jadi delay. Jadi that's why biar bulan yang sambung start dengan sales, saya sambung dengan production. Okay, so mohon maaf ya. Okay, saya doakan semua dapat belajar dengan baik ya. Okay, so kita end our class with tasbih kifarah dan surah Wal-As. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih, Ma'am.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, sama-sama. Kok beli terus ada? Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum semua.